Life is a journey, and sometimes that journey takes unexpected turns. We all love stability, the comfort of knowing what tomorrow holds. But what happens when everything changes and the ground beneath us starts to shift? Imagine this. Ade, a successful young man with a comfortable life, thought he had it all figured out. He had a steady job, a nice home, and his daily routine was predictable. He had mastered the art of staying within his comfort zone, where everything felt safe. But one day, everything changed. His company, which had been thriving for years, suddenly announced it was downsizing, and Ade was laid off. In an instant, his world was turned upside down. Panic set in. How could this happen to me? He thought. The future seemed bleak, and the fear of the unknown took over. He couldn't imagine starting over again. As the days passed, Ade fell into a pit of self-pity and doubt. He started to question everything, his skills, his worth, even his faith. It was in one of those dark moments that he remembered a verse his grandmother used to tell him. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Could it be that this change wasn't meant to destroy him, but to lead him into something greater? He began to think, maybe this is an opportunity disguised as a setback. With this new perspective, Ade started to embrace the change. He took a step of faith, applying for jobs in industries he had never considered before. He even began exploring his long-lost passion for writing. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, and though the journey was tough, he saw doors opening that he never imagined. One day, he received a call from a publishing house interested in a short story he had written during his downtime. It seemed small at first, but it grew. His passion for writing turned into a successful career, and Ade realized that losing his job was not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. What Ade thought was his downfall was actually God's way of redirecting him to his true purpose. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8 verse 28. The pain of change had led him to a place of greater joy and fulfillment. Sometimes the very thing we fear the most, change, is the key to unlocking a future far greater than we could ever plan for ourselves. Like Ade, we may not understand the changes we go through, but if we trust God, we will see that each twist in our story is part of his perfect design. Embrace the change, for it might be the beginning of something beautiful. The journey may be difficult, but the destination is worth it.